Welcome to another edition of Wildside TV. I am the real Bobby Munson, and with me, as always, the man with the angelic voice, Papa Smokes. Good evening, sir.
How you doing, Saskatoon? Papa Smokes is in the house.
Yes, we are coming at you with a brand new episode. A lot of hard-hitting action as we are only 1 week away from the biggest event of the year for Wildside. It is Battle Art season. We're heading there next Saturday, so hopefully you've got your tickets. You're going to head on down and catch the show. We're going to be joined now by our CEO of HIW, Dice Steel. Let the fans know about how this one went down.
Isn't this a great thing, Munson? Dice Steel is now CEO of Wildside Wrestling and HIW Canada. He became that after Brett Evans defeated Leo London in a match at Meltdown. This is just awesome for Wildside Wrestling.
We got a huge month coming up here. What do you got to say for everybody here in Saskatoon?
Well, if you missed Great Meltdown last week, you missed a really great show, right? You missed Ryback and Mike Sugar, but as you can see, Brett Evans beat the alarm and now CEO of High Wrestling, Canada Wildside, it's mine. I got to talk to the marketing department first about that. So tonight we have some really great things tonight. Right? Tony Novak came down here and he impressed me. So tonight Tony Novak is bought his contract and he will be in action here tonight. As well, you had a contract signing for Charles Q. Chen to make his official transfer from HIW Canada and Regina to HIW Wildside here in Saskatoon. And not only did we see that as Spring Meltdown, we also saw the HIW Wildside Provincial Championship switch hands. From Cat Von Heat to Bobby Sharp. Right now, Bobby Sharp, make your way to the ring.
So Dice Steel calling Bobby Sharp the new HIW Wildside Provincial Champion to the ring. He beat Cat Von. He's at Meltdown, as you heard from the CEO there. The fans definitely not happy about this one.
Cat Von Hees is a huge favorite among Saskatoon fans here, but look who's got the belt now. The Lion Warrior, Bobby Sharp.
And if I'm not mistaken, it looks like there's some sort of strange leopard print that he has added to the title to zazz it up, I guess. And we're going to get another victory lap, I guess, around the ring. Bobby Sharp really wanted to celebrate his victory, really wanted to show off his title.
He deserves it. He worked hard for it.
Thank you. You know, I've been saying for a lot of months that I was the man in HIW. And I proved that no woman, man and child,
These disrespectful fans here.
I think the fans are letting him know exactly what he needs to know. That they do not care for his title.
crying like a little girl. I threw 2018 right in her face because that is exactly what she wanted. Competition. And if there's anybody that can beat Cat Von Hees, it was me!
By the sounds of it, we're about to be joined by Brett Evans, the man who beat Leo London at Meltdown. If I'm not mistaken, just recently Dice Steel mentioned that he would owe one to Brett Evans if he was to pull off that victory. I'm sure Brett Evans coming down here to let us know that he wants to cash that favor in.
You know, everybody that said bad stuff about Brett Evans in the past should really be thanking him now for what he's done for Dice Steel and Wildside Wrestling in general.
Well, I've been known to run my mouth a few times about a few guys, Brett Evans being one of them, but I gotta say, I am with you. I'm thankful for Brett Evans on this one.
Obviously, you have something to say to new champion, Bobby Sharp, who was just speaking to the public. I don't so much have anything to say to Mr. Van East over here, but Dice Steel, as a quick reminder, I am the reason you're here right now as CEO. And as I recall, when I agreed to that match, you said, once I did that for you, you would owe me one. Well, here we are 7 days later. I don't even have a match booked for tonight. So maybe what I was thinking then, Mr. CEO, I'm ready to cash in my favors tonight. How about having me and Bobby Sharp for the title?
I'm not my word, I do everyone. That's how I'm not just happy tonight. Because tonight, Bobby Sharp is defending the Wildside title against Michael Allen Richard. Because if Michael Allen Richard Clark beats you for that title, we are going to see Michael Allen Richard Clark versus Cody Rhodes in a tables, ladders, and chairs match for the Wildside title.
What a bombshell dropped on us right there.
Not tonight, you're going to get the shot.
Well, I can accept that. If what was the book is the book, that's fine. So what do we got at Battle right now? It's kind of a big question mark for the main event. How about you throw me in there against Bobby Sharp for the Provincial title, or throw me in Clark and Cody, it doesn't matter. You owe me a shot, right?
Due to the controversial finish of Bobby Sharp hitting his wife in the head with a steel chair, I've already agreed to Pat's request to cash in her rematch clause at Battle Arts. So yes, I owe you one. If you want to show the title, now is not the time, and neither is Battle Arts.
Dice Steel laying the law down already. We're going to have a fantastic main event here tonight on Wildside TV. Michael Allen Richard Clark with a title opportunity against Bobby Sharp, and this could change the whole outcome of what's coming up at Battle Arts on Saturday.
Absolutely. Sharp's not going to get any time to relax with his championship.
It's going to be quite the sight to see, and we will get to know by the end of tonight what we're going to get for our title match at Battle Arts this Saturday, so stay tuned for that. But up first, we've got great action for you. We have got El Asesino in action against Bucky McGraw. And we know you're probably loving this. El Asesino joining us for another round of the El Asesino show.
Of course I love it. He's one of the top guys in HIW Wildside. He's one of the top superstars in Western Canada. I just love watching him.
Well, taking nothing away from his in-ring ability, I gotta say, great wrestler and all that, but as for personality, I got a few places I know where I'd like to tell him to stick his personality.
Better watch your mouth, Munson. He might come down here and tell you just what's going on.
Yeah, I've been warned a few times. We'll see how long I can push my luck before the Mexican Devil decides to push back finally. But then again, I'm on this show and I love to walk on the wild side, so I might as well see what I can do. And now Asesino, as always, joined by El Musculo in his corner. El Musculo having difficulties with Charles the Champ recently. We will see that contract signing that we heard Dice Steel mention on next week's episode of the show, so definitely tune in with us again next week in order to catch that. As we're about to be joined by the most intelligent man in professional wrestling, Bucky McGraw, who's been on quite a roll here on Wildside recently. Joined there by Tony Novak, and we all know the story of Tony Novak. He's here after being plucked out of the crowd by El Asesino and pinning him for the 1, 2, 3. El Asesino might have just recently got a little bit of that, heat back there when he beat Tony Novak, but you gotta say, Tony Novak did look quite decent inside that match.
Well, let me get this straight, Munson. Are you telling me that last show out, El Asesino beats Tony Novak, the student? Now he's got to fight Bucky McGraw, the teacher?
Well, if El Asesino is as good as you say he is, he should be able to take on anybody at any time, anywhere. So I really don't see a problem with this matchup. We've got a very rowdy crowd with us here in Saskatoon tonight. They're going to love every minute of every bit when El Asesino gets punched in the face in this matchup. Fantastic athleticism from El Asesino.
That's a nice side wrist lock there. He's going to feel out McGraw, get a sense of where his strengths are, where his weaknesses are, and then we'll see where this goes throughout the match.
Wow, shoulder tackle there from Bucky McGraw takes El Asesino down. Magnificent from Bucky McGraw, and this match is well underway at this point in time. That hang and drop kick there, fantastic. He might look to end this one early. Just a 2 count though on that one.
Another 2 count for McGraw, but you aren't going to get Asesino that easily.
Definitely not. El Asesino is going to put up a fight in any circumstance, and it's not going to be any difference in this one. Yes, El Asesino was also involved in a match at Spring Meltdown as well too. Triple threat match there for the Central Canadian Heavyweight Championship. Jeff Tyler remains the Central Canadian Heavyweight Champion, but I'm sure El Asesino, as always, will let everybody know that he was not the one pinned, so therefore he did not technically lose that particular matchup.
You're absolutely right about that, Munson. He didn't get pinned, nobody beat him, so he deserves another title shot immediately.
Well, I'm sure El Asesino definitely feels he deserves one immediately, and you know what? I'm not going to argue on this one. When it comes to a triple threat match, I've always kind of been in agreement that the person who did not take the pinfall has definitely got themselves a claim back to a rematch with the champion in those circumstances. However, El Asesino has had numerous opportunities against Jeff Tyler as it is too, so does he deserve that one last opportunity, or is it because of the experience the guy's got in the ring that he's going to continue to get opportunity after opportunity?
Totally right, Munson, and it's great wrestling moves like this. This is the kind of thing I like to see, leaning him down on the ropes, posing for a picture and such like that. Getting El Muscolo involved. Very nice, very nice.
If you can call that wrestling, I guess. I mean, when I grew up and we were actually doing wrestling, the one that doesn't involve any ropes. There was no having outside interference or choking people on ropes in order to gain any sort of advantage.
Oh, you didn't go to the same high school I went to then, Munson.
Which high school did you go to? Did they exist back in your day?
It's called the School of Hard Knocks.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that one before.
Asesino's going to take the teacher Bucky to school. How's Bucky going to explain this to his student Tony Novak after he gets worked by the Mexican Devil?
I think what Bucky McGraw is going to turn around and tell him, Tony Novak, is to always fight hard and always have a lot of respect inside that ring. And if Tony Novak takes that away, it doesn't matter who comes out victorious. It matters about who put up a fight and who is willing to stand up and fight another day afterwards as well. And talk about fighting back. Bucky McGraw now back in this thing. Beautiful maneuver there. Not quite enough though.
Big splash to the corner by Bucky. He's got some momentum here. Let's see what he does with it.
Oh, good God, that kick is just something of astonishment every single time. I'm sure that El Asesino is seeing stars right now, which is probably good because, whenever he's in a room, you're definitely not seeing stars usually. Oh, what's Musculo doing getting himself involved once again? That guy needs to head on back to the back. No use for El Musculo there at ringside.
Oh, death from above, making contact with the face of Bucky McGraw. Oh, it's over.
You know what? Bucky put on a great performance, but once again, there's no denying it. As much as I hate to admit it, El Asesino is a hell of a fighter inside that ring, and he gets the job done.
You may hate to admit it, but you better get admitting it, Munson. Asesino, top guy in Wildside Wrestling, and he just showed why.
You know what? He's still got to prove to be a top guy by beating the top guy, and right now that's Jeff Tyler with that Central Canadian Heavyweight Championship.
Just a matter of time. Now maybe we can be done with this Novak business.
You can do as loud as you want, idiots. I have the microphone. There's three things in this world that I care very dearly for. One is that little girl sitting back there. Two is this mask that I wear on my face. And three is the Central Canadian Heavyweight Championship. Last show, one of you disgusting Saskatoon scum broke into my rental car after the show and stole all my gear. All of it. Shut up, fat ass. The Ultimate Warrior is dead, and if you're not careful, you're going to be 6 feet under as well.
No respect at all from El Asesino.
For those of you who could afford to drive down to Regina a week ago at Spring Meltdown, if it wasn't for that Regina scum, Dixie Dragon, I would have beat Jeff Tyler for the Central Canadian Heavyweight Championship. So Jeff Tyler, I know you're back there. Get your time in the glass out here.
About to be joined now by the Central Canadian Heavyweight Champion, one of the biggest fan favorites here in Saskatoon amongst the crowd, Jeff Tyler, the Sky Flyer himself. Victorious in his match at Spring Meltdown. He's been held in that title with pride for quite some time now. Wonderful champion he's been.
When you're a real man like El Asesino, you get in the center of the ring and you call out the champ. You make him come down to the ring and you tell him exactly what you want.
Yeah, well, speaking of real men, Jeff Tyler never backing down from a fight, and he definitely showing no fear as he steps inside that ring right now with El Asesino.
Yes, you called me out here for what?
You and I both know if it wasn't for Dixie Dragon, I would have beat you for that title.
Okay, so at Spring Meltdown it was a triple threat match. I understand, you didn't get pinned, but at the same time, you had twice as much of an opportunity as any other match. You could have pinned either one of us, and you pinned neither. So, what's the problem here, man? It's over. You don't get another shot at this. It's time to get some new people out here established in this championship. What do you think? I think I should get somebody in the back an opportunity at this title. Because you brought out your course is up, you're done. That's it.
Listen, stop pandering to all these morons out here, okay? They're not the ones in the ring. You and I both know what I do in and out of this ring. And out of everyone in that locker room, I deserve that more than anybody. They know it. You know it. You're just scared of me. Yes or no, Jeff? If you want to stand here in front of all these people and tell them no to a challenger, that's up to you.
I'm not scared of you, but I don't think these people think that you deserve a match. Does he deserve another shot at the title? Doesn't sound like it. Doesn't sound like it. No, you know what? Let's have a Jeff Tyler Invitational tonight. I'm going to have two wrestlers come out here. They're going to have a match, and the winner's going to get a shot at Battle Arts. That's what I do. I'm not scared. Don't tell me I'm scared. You think I'm scared of you?
Last time me and you went face to face in this ring, I beat you for that title. In front of every single one of these people, I pinned you fair and square.
I don't know about fair and square, but yeah, you did pin me. Alright, so do I have to prove it to you? Do I have to prove it to you? Alright. Battle Arts. Battle Arts, May 19th. First, I want no interference, so he stays backstage. And if I'm putting the Central Canadian Heavyweight title on the line, I want you to put something on the line. I want your mask.
There is something worth seeing.
This is it, man. One more match. This is it. This feud is done. Battle Arts, this feud is done. Mask versus title. What do you think?
You got it.
My God, this is unbelievable. The mask is everything to the Mexican wrestler. I'm so surprised that El Asesino would put his mask on the line. This is just outstanding. This is crazy.
Well, yes, masks are very sacred to the luchadors, definitely. But I gotta say, when Jeff pins El Asesino on May the 19th, 1, 2, 3, it's gonna be quite satisfying to have my camera right there in Asesino's face as they take his mask off of him.
You're a bit quick to say when, Munson, but we'll see what happens.
Well, we'll find out in a week's time. That is Saturday, May the 19th. If you don't already have your tickets, make sure you get them right now. Pause this video and head on over to hiwcanada.com. Make sure you get your tickets for the biggest Wildside show of the year, Battle Arts, this Saturday. I'll be there. Papa Smokes will be there, and all your favorites from HIW Wildside will be there too, including the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
Fans out there, don't forget it's at Sutherland Curling Hall, not Sutherland Hall. It's at Sutherland Curling Center.
And this match here, our main event of the evening, is going to play a big factor on what goes down on Saturday. Michael Allen, Richard Clark with a title opportunity here, and you heard Dice Steele earlier today. If Clark is to win and become the new provincial champion, he will then go to Battle Arts this Saturday to defend that title against Cody Rhodes in a TLC match, as opposed to having Bobby Sharp or anybody involved. But he did also mention that Kat would be getting her rematch clause at Battle Arts, so I would assume that would then mean we would have Kat added to a triple threat with those two gentlemen as well too.
Yeah, I think you're right about that, Munson. As usual, Alan Clark biting off a little more than he can chew, I think.
Well, you can say that all you want, but Michael Allen, Richard Clark victorious at Spring Meltdown inside the cage against King Cash. A hellacious battle as well too. I don't think either man was the same afterwards, but he's going to give us another performance here tonight before taking on the American Nightmare. I mean, he's in the prime of his career and doing fantastically. But speaking of in his prime, right there is our Wildside Provincial Champion. Love him or hate him, he is the champion. He is the man in Wildside right now.
Looking good with the big belt around his waist, I must say. The Lion Warrior, Bobby Sharp.
I heard the crowd very displeased to see Bobby Sharp as champion earlier tonight, and they are definitely not showing him any love later in the evening either. Bobby Sharp not liked by this audience, but then again, not liked on the basis of who he beat for that title. The Saskatoon crowd is firmly behind Kat Von Hees in everything that she does. Big fan favorite here in Saskatoon and also all over the world. One of our most requested superstars each and every week. And, Bobby Sharp, now our new champion, having beat her. Think folks will be happy to see her at Battle Arts this Saturday in some capacity. Many are going to hope that she has her opportunity for the title like Dice Steele has promised here too. We are going to be in for quite a treat here too. These are two very, very excellent superstars in the prime of their career right here. Folks who are not familiar with either one of these men, or maybe not familiar with one in particular, you're going to get a very great technical match inside that squared circle tonight.
Absolutely, both men with a lot of wrestling skill, both men with a lot of heart, a lot of desire. They're going to push each other to their limits. This is going to be a really good match. Bobby Sharp looks like he's got some extra swagger in his step since winning that title. He looks like he's full of confidence. He looks like he's having fun out there. That's a wrestler you should be careful about.
Well, I'd imagine anybody who picks up a championship win is definitely going to have a little bit more swagger in their step after that. The confidence has to be riding high at that point. But you also got to admit, it's got to be riding high with Michael Allen, Richard Clark right now, because the man has been on a roll here in 2018, picking up many big victories and continuing to run with those victories. It could only be a matter of time. Well, I mean, it could be tonight that we see him as a champion, but if not tonight, then it could be a matter of time before we see him with many titles around his waist. Definitely going to be a challenge to overcome Bobby Sharp here tonight, though. Bobby Sharp definitely going to do whatever it takes. He will definitely go to the extreme in order to make certain that he walks out of here with that provincial title in hand.
That's what makes a champion, Munson, the desire to win and the willingness to do whatever it takes.
Must be why I've never held a title in my life. Not so sure about my desire to win. Willingness, a little to be desired sometimes anyway.
We'll get you in there with the Lion Warrior and see what happens.
Well, as much as I'd love to step inside a squared circle, I just don't think I could ever step toe-to-toe with the prowess that these gentlemen bring to the ring. Every single person who steps inside an HIW Wildside ring, when it comes down to the actual performance wrestling piece of it, I have nothing but love and respect for them, because you know what? That is one hell of a job to have to do inside of there, and it should never be taken lightly by anybody. Bobby Sharp looking like he doesn't even want to bother with this matchup.
I can't argue with Bobby Sharp there. I think he should just take the night off. He's the champ. Keep that belt around your waist and don't worry about it.
Well, maybe we should implement a special rule here tonight that the title can change hands via countout. I'll get Bobby Sharp in that ring awfully fast. Really seems to be letting the fans get the best of him here tonight. They're definitely getting under his skin here in Saskatoon.
You call them fans. I prefer El Asesino's name for them, Saskatoon scum.
Matchup finally underway, and Bobby Sharp takes control with the headlock. And Clark breaking free. That was great athleticism from Michael Allen. Richard Clark now in control of the match here. Bobby Sharp now taking back control with that headlock again. And the roll-up. And another roll-up. I think we're going back and forth here on this one.
It's a game of row, row, row your boat at this point.
I'm not even sure if the referee knows whose shoulders she's counting at this point. Now that takes some strength right there. Great strength and athleticism from Bobby Sharp to break free from that.
Sometimes that's all it takes in a pro wrestling match, is a well-placed knee in the breadbasket.
Clark looking to get another arm drag there, unable to get it. Bobby Sharp sliding outside the ring. Look for a timeout. I think he's in the wrong sport if he thinks the timeouts are going to be allowed to him.
He's got a 10 count, Munson. He can take it if he wants.
I mean, timeouts. I mean, he's not, he's not trying out for the Saskatchewan Roughriders or anything here. I mean, timeouts don't exist in wrestling. You either man up and get inside that ring or head on back to the back of the line.
Bobby Sharp would be the best athlete the Saskatchewan Roughriders have ever had.
Well, he's a living legend in his own mind, that's for sure.
Future Hall of Famer.
Always wondered what Hall of Fame he thinks he's getting inducted into. Future Hall of Famer. I mean, Bobby Sharp's mom Hall of Fame, something along those lines. I mean, I guess everybody's mom is going to give them some sort of accolades for how they grow up as a person.
My mom always said I was cool, but for Bobby Sharp, I would start with maybe Husband of the Year.
Husband of the year? You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, for sure.
Like, if this is some sort of, modern day thing that I haven't caught on to, beat up your wife inside of a wrestling ring and then tell her to get back and start doing the cooking and stuff like that, then yeah, granted, give the man the freaking award. But unfortunately, last I checked, it was 2018, and I'm pretty certain that Bobby has overstepped his boundaries when it comes to being a husband.
2018? I thought it was 1988.
Yeah, well, I think you got stuck back in 1988 there, back in your youth. I'm sure Papa Smokes could tell each and every one of you every match that happened in 1988 and the outcomes of them too while he's at it. Clark over the top and to the outside, taking Bobby out. And a little showboating from the man himself, right at the top of the ramp there.
Clark never short on narcissism. I can say that. He loves the look of his own reflection.
Well, you know who else likes the look of his reflection? That's Mike McSugar, absence from tonight. Hopefully, maybe we'll see him in the corner of Michael Allen Richard Clark on Saturday when he goes to take on the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. And who knows, I mean, if that is a TLC match with Cody Rhodes, Mike McSugar could definitely play a large factor in that, because in a TLC match there is no disqualifications. So Mike McSugar could then play a part in, Cody Rhodes becoming a victim to Michael Allen Richard Clark.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine, but McSugar has been known to insert himself into various matches in various ways. Rhodes will have to watch his back.
He definitely will, but we're going to be happy to host him here next week in Saskatoon. Again, it's going to be an honor for the two of us as well, too, to be able to call his match against Michael Allen Richard Clark, no matter what capacity he ends up being in. And it's definitely an honor for all of us to be hosting Cody Rhodes next Saturday, as I hope it's going to be as exciting for you, the fans, as well, too. So, if you don't have your tickets yet, what are you waiting for? Get on over to hiwcanada.com or any one of our three fantastic sponsors. Get your tickets now before we pack that place, because we are going to pack the house for Battle Arts on Saturday.
No question about that, Munson. Everybody should make sure they get their tickets now. The best indie wrestling talent in the world is coming to Saskatoon, coming to our backyard. This is just so exciting for Papa Smokes, the announcer, and for Papa Smokes, the fan, too. This is so exciting. I really can't wait for Battle Arts.
It is going to be one hell of a show. And also, Battle Arts brings a lot of great things, including that day, during the daytime. I'm going to mention this right now. If you've ever wanted to get inside of a wrestling ring, have your opportunity to see if you have what it takes to get inside there and mix it up with some of these great superstars that we have here in HIW Wildside, then your opportunity is going to come the day of Battle Arts. During that morning, I believe it's 10 a.m. till 12 noon. Make sure to check out HIW's social media pages, Facebook. All the information is definitely there for you on who to contact and a number to get a hold of them. And you too could get in to the mini camp and go and have your chance to find out what it takes to be a superstar and see if you have the right feel for it, because it's definitely not for everyone. If you've never been inside a ring before, you've never known what it feels like, it is definitely not easy, and never take for granted what these superstars do each and every week. Fans showing their dislike for the champion here, chanting Bobby sucks. Glad that's only that Bobby and not this Bobby that they're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, Munson.
No, I'm pretty certain. I get in there, I talk to the fans, I'm meeting and greeting, shaking hands. I'm that face they want to see when they come through the door every single time they come to a Wildside show.
I can't relate.
That's usually why you're sneaking in the back door later on in the evening. It's turning into a bit of a slugfest here at this point.
Bobby Sharp looking great in this match. He looks like he's turned it up a notch. That belt is really giving him the swagger that he needs.
Definitely one of the most solid performances I've seen out of Bobby Sharp in some time here. Definitely being taken to his limits by Michael Allen Richard Clark at the same time. Bobby missing with that one. Clark having a chance now to recuperate, get some of that breath back and get back in this thing. Feeding off the energy of the crowd. And can you imagine, if the crowds are as loud as they are currently at the HIW Wildside shows, Papa, how loud is that crowd going to be on Saturday at Battle Arts?
Let me tell you something, Munson. The last couple Battle Arts shows I've been to have been packed. They've been loud, they've been wild, they've been raucous. It's a really, really good time.
It is going to be, and it's definitely going to make it that much harder for us to announce over top of you guys. But you know what? We want the challenge. So be noisy as hell at Battle Arts. Be yelling and chanting and doing whatever you love to do the whole way through, because that's what makes professional wrestling awesome.
Yeah, do it. Just do it quietly.
Well, we could always turn down your hearing aid a little bit and then we should be fine.
Hey.
Ooh, Bobby Sharp just about picking up the victory there. Probably wondering to himself now, what does he have to do to put Michael Allen Richard Clark away?
I'd say one more good maneuver and Clark will be primed for a pinfall. They're calling for you again, Munson.
Oh, my fans love me. My fans love me. You know what? Speaking of the fans, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this right now because I've been thinking about doing it for a while now. You, the fans who comment on the YouTube channel each and every week, I'm going to start giving a shout out. This is kind of Bobby's shout out to you for being fans and commenting. So this week, I'm going to say thank you, Marcel, for you and your family to continue watching the show and commenting on YouTube. And if you want to get a Bobby shout out on one of these upcoming episodes, make sure you get onto the channel, like, subscribe, and make your comments as well too. And I will make sure to get a shout out to you guys as well.
Uh-oh, we've seen this move before.
We know what we're going to get now. What strength and power it takes to perform that move. But, you know, it's got to take a little bit of a toll on Michael Allen Richard Clark as well, too. That drop is definitely going to take a bit of damage to his body. This late in the match, you want to minimize the amount of damage you're taking in general as well. But I mean, I'm sure the adrenaline running through him at the time, he's got to do what he's got to do and dig down deep because the champion is fighting back hard tonight. I got to share the sentiments with the fans, whether you love them or hate them. This is awesome. Oh, what a spear.
That's it, Munson.
There was a wow. That was you couldn't get much closer than that.
It certainly looked like a 3 count. Like I said, he's going to put the icing on the cake right here. I think Clark's finished.
Well, Bobby slow to get to the top rope there, taking his time. Could be enough time for Clark to recuperate. And it is. Dropkick takes the champion down. And hard, too. What kind of aerial move does Clark have in store now?
The champion fighting back from this dangerous area at the top rope.
He's just not having any of it. Oh! Talk about aerial moves. Beautiful. What's it? Where does Clark find it?
This referee's making slow counts here, I think. I think she's on Clark's payroll.
I gotta disagree with you. I mean, I saw that hand coming down quick. I think you could have slid maybe, a piece of paper or two in between her hand and the mat there. That's how close that was to a 3 count. And there's a cutter from Michael Allen Richard Clark. That could be enough to put the champion away. New champion?
What do we
Not
have
quite,
here?
no, and Brett Evans. Of course, Brett Evans ruins a perfectly good matchup. This is going to end in a disqualification now due to interference. Thanks a lot, Brett Evans.
I love it. Putting him in that Texas cloverleaf hold that's very painful.
And there's Kat Vaughn. He's the former champion coming to the aid of Michael Allen Richard Clark.
Disqualification. Michael Allen Richard Clark.
Clark picking up the win, but not the championship. So what is this going to do to our match this Saturday? I mean, we know now that Clark and Cody Rhodes is going to be one-on-one. But what does this do to the Provincial Championship? We know that Dice Steele said Kat would be involved. So are we going to have Kat versus Bobby TLC match this Saturday? That would be my presumption.
Yeah, we're going to have to hear from Dice Steele and the Wildside Management Committee about this title picture in a little bit of turmoil right now.
Brett Evans, I think the Brett Evans show was just canceled. Show respect there between Michael Allen, Richard Clark, and Kat Vaughn Hees, and as always, I love the ring respect. Speaking of Dice Steele, oh, hell yeah!
Whoa!
That's an announcement right there. One more reason to get your tickets to Battle Arts for this Saturday. And that's going to be it for us tonight. Bob Smokes, have a great night.